welcome. In this video I've had several requests to go over my equipment, my setup, my amp, and just the whole rig that I'm using, and glad for your interest. And we're going to start, I'm going to go over everything that I'm using, all the equipment and everything. And I'm going to start with the very basic things, and that would be starting with the picks. I believe my thumb picks, I'm using a nylon type thumb pick, and I believe these are made by Newman. I believe that's where I'd gotten those. I know the finger picks are Newman type. They're a little harder type pick. So once you get these bent into shape, they really stay. They don't move much. They're really a heavier gauge pick. On my bars, I've got one that a friend of mine gave me at a steel show that I was doing, and it's a BJS bar. It's really a high quality bar. And then the other bar I talked about in a previous video that a friend made for my father. My dad was a steel player, and I got that after my dad passed away. So I think it's monel. I don't know if it's stainless. I think it's made out of monel. So it's a little softer bar, but it's a bigger diameter bar. And I talked about that with an annotation, I believe, on the hand exercise bar and hand exercises. And then I guess the very next thing we need to talk about will be the steel. Alright, the next thing we'll talk about will be the steel itself. I'm playing a used Zum with 8 and 8. In other words, it has 8 floor pedals and 8 knee levers. And you can look at the annotation on that on the tuning and pedal setup. I go over all my pedals and knee levers on that. The pickups on this, I believe, are Bill Lawrence L710s. So that's the pickups I have on this guitar. And as far as the strings, I'm using different brands. So I think the one I use the most would be Diodera. So you know, I've tried all different kinds. You know how that is, you're looking for the ultimate sound, but I use those quite a bit. And then that's pretty much that on the steel. This Zum has been a real good guitar. It stays in tune real good. It's got some compensators and stuff to help you keep it in tune real well. The next thing, coming out of my steel, out of the Zum steel, I've run this black box 2 different ways. One time, on most of the videos we've been watching, I run it after the volume pedal, but I'm going to try in the future videos to run it right out of the guitar in the Fex chain loop. So anyhow, it's a steel guitar black box, and I'll do a video on that later, explaining basically how it works. But for general purposes right now, it gives it a warmer tone, more like a tube amp. So it'll take a solid state amp and kind of warm it up, and I like to use that quite a bit. So all the videos you've been hearing, I was coming out of my guitar into the volume pedal into the black box. But in future videos, I'm going to run it straight out of the guitar. So it'll be guitar black box to volume pedal. So it's called the Steel Guitar Black Box, and there's several articles on it online that you can check out. But I will be doing a video on this in the future and let you hear like a with and without this Fex how it sounds. Okay, the next thing that I'm using, so we're going from the guitar to the black box, now to the volume pedal. This is a Goodrich L120, which simply means it's a low profile pedal, which that's just something that's more natural to me. I like to adjust the back legs on my guitar down a little bit lower, so therefore to clear with the pedals and the knee levers, this low profile pedal works out better. And it's a good quality pedal, and that's what I'm using there on that volume pedal. So now we've got the guitar to the black box to the volume pedal, and the next thing I'm going to show you my effects rack. Okay, the next thing that I'm using on my equipment, so we went from the guitar to the black box to the volume pedal. So then I go into the effects rack that I'm using, and this is a Peavey Pro Fex II. And I know there's mods on these. I don't have one. I think some of them will actually do away with the battery that's in them. And it comes with the factory presets. So it has a lot of the, you know, it's got Jeff Newman and Lloyd Green, Buddy Emmons, Ralph Mooney, Franklin, all those guys. I think there's a Hal Ruggs setting. So it gives you quite a wide variety and range of effects that you can come upon in that presets. Also, it has a bank that you can transfer those over, then you can tweak them. Some of them have a lot of reverb or a lot of delay on them. You can actually adjust those parameters. And we may talk about that later in another video. But right now I've got, I think, about 3 that I've set over to a different bank that I've changed. Tried to get it more to my style or what I think sounds good. But most of the time you hear me play, I'm using this 11, which is a Lloyd Green setting, and that was a preset that come with the effects. So this is a Peavey Pro Fex II, and that's my effects. Alright, and the last thing in the setup that I have on my equipment, this is a fairly new purchase I have. A lot of the earlier videos I was using a Fender Deluxe DeVille. I believe that was the amp, and my son's kind of inherited that, and this was my new Christmas present. So this is a Blues Cube Artist by Roland, and this amp is supposed to replicate a tube type amp. There's lots of demos on it, a lot of good videos on YouTube about it. A lot of good players are using it. Been real pleased with it. And I'll probably do, you know, I keep saying I'm going to do videos, but I will. I'm going to do a video on this, probably going over the settings and how I set it. Again, those things come down to your preference and your taste. I like this one. One of the good features is it has a headphone out where you can practice, you know, not disturbing anybody. It's got a wattage thing where you can actually adjust the power on it. So in other words, I could turn the wattage down, and it's very, very quiet in-house, like in a studio or in my practice room. So this is a Blues Cube Artist by Roland. And if you look on the videos, you can see this color, this taupe colored amp. You'll know that's that Artist. On the other ones, you'll see the Peavey black with the regular cloth front. That would be the Fender amp. And they're pretty similar in the tone. This amp's a little different, but I'm liking it a lot. So again, just as a disclaimer, I'm not doing any product endorsements here. I just had so many requests for what I'm using, and this is my setup from top to bottom. And I hope you like that. Like I said, I'll try to do a video later on the maybe the black box, how I'm setting it, and with this Blues Cube Artist amp, my presets and everything on this. So again, I do appreciate the interest. Hope this will help you, and I hope help you become better pickers.